Nigel Cecil, equity as you like it.
Especially for my equitable friends. Hello, Chukka Butties. Nigel Cecil here, moi, once again, as an entertainment entrepreneur and an evangelist for democracy. Well, Hillary has said, Nigel, one of your friends has dropped round the package that's arrived from Equity that contains, well, let's see what it contains, because some friends, equitable friends, have actually been in touch through direct messages on my Twitter. This is, can you put it on the screen? Where are you putting it, Hillary? Yes, Nigel's Twitter account. And they've said, Nigel, what do you actually think of the package when it arrived? Well, I've not opened it, but you have to compare it with things that have gone before. And these are the previous Equity magazines. You see, if you don't look back at what happened before, what's the standard by which you compare things? So we have all the magazines here from the previous years or so. So let's have a look at this and see if the non-activist would find it attractive. You see, that's the thing. Does the non-activist find this attractive? Because there's so few activists, if the non-activist doesn't find it attractive to look at, you'd say, well, why is Equity spending all the money? So here we go. It's, well, eco-friendly baggage. And you think, well, I can't really, well, there's nothing, you're sort of looking at it and think, oh, inside your Equity magazine and ballot paper, and what's this on the back? Can you see that? I mean, a couple of the DMs say it makes the quickest way to the bin. They don't even look at it. But let's open it and see what happens. So, bear with me. Put that aside, it's biodegradable. Isn't that wonderful, Hillary? Yes. Oh, that fell out. President, Council, Appeals Committee and Standing Orders Committee elections. Ah. Now, and all these pictures. Well, you see, I'm going to be reading those statements over the next 24 hours or so and publishing a video on the 10th of June to assess how you might choose candidates who are going to hold the council to account. So they're not all singing from the same hymn sheet. But that's another thing. Let's look through. Well, we've got this, which is delivered by, yes, nothing on there. Then a ballot paper. And you think, oh, what's all these papers? Then an envelope to return things. Well, you have to return them by post, the ballot, of course, because it's only a postal ballot according to trade union law. And what is it, Hillary? Yes, the 8th of July, 12 noon, has to get there by post. So effectively, post it in plenty of time if you're pushing the deadline. Now, what have we got here? Oh, that's the front page. Now, compare that with that. Which would you find more appealing? Or even that? Or even that? Now, I don't know about you, but there may be a school of thought expressed in the direct messages Nigel has had on Twitter that maybe, whilst it looks trade unionism-wise effective, is it effective in communicating with the membership, probably the 45,000 of the 46,000 members who are not activists? So what is the purpose of the magazine? And it may be that the Equity Council need to address that one. What is the purpose of the Equity magazine? I mean, that's the front page. Does that appeal to you? And then the back page. Why join a union? Well, perhaps this magazine isn't targeted at the members because the members have already joined a union. I suspect the typical 45,000 of the 46 are not actually going to go out and actively recruit others. It's not the way the world works, is it? But anyway, let's see what's inside. Now, the paper's different as well. It's all a bit, well, I don't know. It just seems a bit, open that one. It's almost the sort of thing, as somebody suggested to Nigel, that you would find in a funeral service. Oh, Look, there we go. Equity members win holiday. Look at that one. And guess what? We've got the picture here. Now, where was this from? Autumn 2020. So it's good to know Equity saved the pictures, isn't it? You see, resurrect a picture from 2020 because unless it's not, maybe it's a new picture. I don't know. Wow, Nigel doesn't know, but it's the same person. A strong union requires an active membership. Well, of course, it does indeed. But Equity is very good at saying they represent all the members, all 46,000 of them. But I suspect for the current ballot, there'll probably only be about, at the most, 3,000 take part. What, 10% or so? You know, you make the members active by communicating with them in a way that inspires them to join. Most of them didn't join to be confrontational, did they? Did they, Hillary? No. So maybe there's a different approach. The Equity Council should consider those radical evangelists on the Equity Council for Socialism and think in terms of evangelical democracy that Nigel stands for. So put aside your determination to succeed with your progressive agenda and say, shouldn't we first of all get everybody to come into the church? You know, modify the message. But no, that doesn't seem to be the case. Doesn't seem to be the case anyway.
Let's have a look at some other topics covered in the Equity magazine. Artists who suffer persecution, reports from the nations, the real stars of the shows, the industry and speaking out about the menopause, the dig issue, impact of the pandemic, stop stealing the show, the power of drag, a spotlight on mental health, and the cost of living crisis.
To conclude, the new emblem and the historic roots. Now, Nigel mentioned this in my last video, so I read that with interest. But overall, one has to ask, has the Equity Council really considered how they communicate with the Equity membership and what this magazine says and the contents for the ballot in trying to get their message across? And I'm inclined to agree with the DMs we've had to my Twitter account that it is a little bit difficult to see how this magazine and the way it's been delivered along with the ballot papers will encourage more members to be involved. I hope the council can address these particular points, and on behalf of my equitable friends, I hope everybody will vote as well. An impossible hope, but let's hope. And my video on the 10th of June to assess the candidates who might hold the council to account. Thank you for watching and enjoy the Equity magazine.
Nigel Cecil, Equity as you like it.